Earl Wiseman, editor of the Suburban, back with you. Great Mark Ledbetter, sports editor. Mike Cohen will be coming up with entertainment and society news. Anthony Bonaparte has the day off, but we are joined by our lovely colleague, wonderful writer, Jennifer Cox.
Hello, Beryl. How are you? And Mark.
Always good when you're on.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
As great a feature writer as you are, this week we were all consumed by the Suburban Family and Pet Day in Beaconsfield, and we thank Mayor Georges Burrell for all his help getting us the park. Our Oliver Sutton, our associate publisher, did incredible work putting the 1,001 pieces together. Tell us about the Saturday in the Park with the Burb.
It was so much fun. First of all, the weather could not have been more gorgeous. It was a beautiful day. It wasn't hot. It was breezy. And there were just little kiddos and pups everywhere. It was just such a great feel-good community event, and everybody had smiles on their faces. I mean, we had incredible entertainment gracing our stage all day long. We had kid performers, we had bands, we had solo acts. I don't know if anybody saw Pat the Reptile Guy, who was walking around with hedgehogs and spiders and snakes. Mark, you were there with your grandkids, no?
Oh, yeah, and believe it or not, even the youngest, who will be 5 in October, had the snake draped around her neck, and Danny, the middle one, she had the frog on her hand and wanted to take it home with her, and it was a really great time. They did the bouncy castles, they rode the train. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was great. And my 11-year-old, too, he was all over the turtle. He's so good, the reptile guy, with getting kids to feel comfortable with the critters and stuff. And we had a clown that was blowing bubbles. It was just magical. I loved it. I don't know, Beryl, but what time were you there? Because I didn't see you.
There from like 1 to 4.
Okay. Yeah, I think everybody kind of hit it at different times, but it seemed to be a pretty consistent crowd of people. So thank you to everybody who came out.
I was impressed with the organization, the layout, the number of people. The music was really good. Jordan Sugar and Dara. It was great music.
And we can't forget to thank one of our major sponsors, Tangay, too.
Tom Gay, of course. Larry Day was a big help.
Yeah.
We talked about Strangers the night before with Chelsea. Larry Day was a big help to get this organized.
Well, he was there. He was one of the charities, one of the 2 charities that we supported. So we supported Gertie's Animal Rescue, but we also supported the West Island Women's Shelter. So I saw Gertie's had a little pavilion, little tent thing set up as well. And it was just a great day to walk around. I had a wonderful time, and it was great to see all of you. I love seeing the Suburban family. We all get together so few and far between these days, so it was nice to all get together.
Too rarely. It was wonderful to see everybody. We're not just talking about it, by the way. Pick up the paper. We got 2 or 3 page spread with great pictures on everything that was happening.
That's right, and over at thesuburban.com as well, we did some profiles on the different musicians and entertainment and animators that were there. So, people are planning events this summer or they're looking for other activities. All of these guys have full slates of things coming up. So, great summer. Great way to kick off the summer.
Now, Jen, you did a recent interview with one of the animators from the big new Disney movie. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Inside Out 2 just came out. We are a big Disney family. I love them all. I don't know when you saw your last Disney movie, Beryl, but I can pretty much guarantee Mark has seen a Disney movie relatively recently. With 3 granddaughters.
Oh, yes. And some over and over and over.
That's right. So we had this amazing animator from Montreal who worked on Inside Out 2, and I was offered an interview with her, so we did a Zoom interview. And, from a point of view of somebody who has watched so many Disney movies, it was really cool to hear how the whole process works. She explained, how the first stages to the very final scenes, how they put it all together, how they start with a small team, and by the end of it, they have a team of like 100 different animators who have their hands in this project. So it took a year and a half to put together, and it's everywhere right now. So if you haven't been out to the theaters, if it's a hot day, it'd be really fun to go see Inside Out 2, and the interview is over at thesuburban.com.
And you're working on a fascinating feature on the new Heart and Hands Pediatric Clinic.
That's right. I just did some interviews for that, and it'll be running in an upcoming issue.
Where is that going to be?
So it's the only clinic that's located in a Quebec school. And it's sort of a collaboration between school and healthcare where they can kind of benefit kids that need access to healthcare at the same time.
But these pediatric clinics are popping up everywhere. And actually, the most successful one in Quebec that Minister Lionel Carman holds up as the best example is not far from you, Jen, on the South Shore. It's called Urgence Pédiatrique, up, literally up. That's what they use. And they handle 400 visits some days.
Well, I've been there, unfortunately.
Oh, there you are.
Yep, I've been there twice. I had to bring my own son there once, and one time my nephew was here, and he cut open his head. And I have to tell you, it is the best place in the entire world if you have a child who needs emergency care. I mean, you go to Charles Lemoyne Hospital out here on the South Shore, and you're going to sit in the emergency room for 12 hours minimum. We all know that. You go to Up Clinic, you're in and out in an hour. He had butterfly stitches, my nephew, and was home within an hour. It was absolutely incredible. So as a parent, I think one of the scariest things is not having a pediatrician, and the idea that these clinics are accessible like that is just a godsend, really.
And they're
the Heart and Hands Pediatric Clinic is at Verdun Elementary School.
Yeah, on Desmarchais, 610 Desmarchais.
And they're looking at expanding the program, which is a great thought.
Yeah, I heard that as well. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be doing an article on that in an upcoming issue, so it should be really interesting.
Now, Monday, you point out, is the first official day of
summer vacation. I don't
now,
have
is
to
that a good thing or like a challenging thing?
Well, that's a very valid question, Beryl, because I guess it really depends on your household situation.
Correct.
You know, if parents are working out of the house
That's what I'm asking.
full-time,
I'm asking you. I'm not asking general.
Well, for me, as somebody who works from home, I have one child who's really cool and easy. I love it when he's home all summer. I do not have to make a packed lunch. I hate school lunches by the time this time comes. I'm over it. I don't want to think of what's for school lunches.
And Cameron is intelligent and refined and engages you in stimulating conversation.
Yes.
Yes,
and he,
I know.
And he will let mommy write when
I'm actually not being facetious. For
he is a very mature, easy kid to hang out with for the summer. And if that means that mommy doesn't have to meal prep or set alarms or follow any kind of routine for a bit, it's just a break for all of us. You know, it's just less planning, less organizing. So I am elated that tomorrow morning I don't have to hear an alarm wake me up in the morning.
And since we're talking about tomorrow morning, let us wish everybody Bonne Fête Nationale.
That is right. Actually, that's true. I am saying that there's no alarm, but it is a holiday. So I guess Tuesday, technically, I'm not waking up to an alarm. But yes, happy Saint Jean Baptiste, everybody. Yeah, we love it out here on the South Shore in Greenfield Park. They do a big party, and we have fireworks and stuff, so it's really fun.
Or as we say to our listeners that are across the border, just Monday.
There's Mark. I knew he was, I'm going to get calls about that, Jen. I mean, he listens to you. Can you not control him? See, why can Jen be entertaining and witty without, going out and offending anybody?
Well, we have to do it because we don't get the civic holiday that they get across the country in the summer come August. So we can rub this one in their faces.
We get it on Monday.
Yes.
And what it's in August, right, Jen, in Ontario?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like Family Day.
Yeah. Family Day. So you have a problem with that, Mark?
We should have it too. We have families.
Yes, and Monday and tomorrow you can get together with your family.
That's true.
Jen, help me out here.
That's very true.
He's not going to be happy unless, I agree with him. We have to have both. So.
I have to say about Saint Jean Baptiste, though, it is kind of nice to kick off summer for people that do work full-time in an office or to have 2 long weekends back-to-back like that. It's pretty nice to have those barbecues and make those plans.
Speaking of which, you can make Mark happier by telling him he can come over to your place for a barbecue.
I would invite him over if I wasn't going out of town for our holidays.
Good for you.
We have a holiday, I leave.
Excellent. Jennifer Cox, tremendous talking to you as always. Great writing. You keep our spirits up. And have a good long weekend.
Thank you, guys. You too.
And we'll be back with Mike Cohen. But first, let's check in with CJB traffic.